While I draw these mushrooms today, I want to tell you something. Something about nature, something about life, and something most of us never notice. When people walk through forests, they usually admire the tall trees, colorful flowers, or beautiful mountains. But beneath all of that beauty, there is an invisible world quietly holding everything together. A world made of tiny living things most people ignore. Mushrooms are one of them. They may look small, fragile, or unimportant, but without them, forests would struggle to survive. And honestly, I think mushrooms are a lot like certain people in life. Quiet people, gentle souls, the ones who help others without recognition. The world often celebrates loud things, big success, big achievements, big names, but nature reminds us that even the smallest living things can carry enormous importance. Part 1. What mushrooms really are. Most people think mushrooms are plants, but they are actually something completely different. Mushrooms belong to their own kingdom called fungi. They are neither plants nor animals. And honestly, fungi are some of the strangest and most fascinating living things on Earth. What we see above the ground. The mushroom itself is only a tiny part of the organism. The real body lives underground. Hidden beneath soil, roots, moss, and fallen leaves is a massive network called mycelium. Mycelium is made of tiny thread-like structures called hyphae. These threads spread quietly through forests, connecting life together beneath our feet. Some fungal networks stretch for miles. Imagine walking through a forest, while an invisible living web exists underneath you the entire time. And the craziest part, many scientists believe forests communicate through these underground fungal networks. Trees can actually share nutrients and chemical signals through fungi, which means forests are not just random trees growing beside each other. They are connected communities, and mushrooms help make that connection possible. Part 2. The Wood Wide Web. Scientists sometimes call fungal networks the Wood Wide Web, like the internet, but for forests. Through mycelium, older trees can send nutrients to younger trees struggling to survive. Healthy trees may support sick trees. Some trees even warn others about insects or disease through chemical signals sent underground. Think about how beautiful that is. Nature survives through cooperation, not ego, not fame, not competition, just connection. And honestly, humans could learn a lot from forests. We live in a world constantly teaching people to compete with each other, to compare, to prove themselves, to become more successful than everyone else. But forests thrive because living things support each other, and mushrooms quietly help make that possible. No applause, no recognition, no reward, just silent contribution. And maybe some people in life are exactly like that. The quiet mother who holds the family together. The friend who listens when everyone else leaves. The gentle people whose kindness keeps others alive emotionally. Not all heroes are loud. Some are hidden beneath the surface just like mycelium. Part 3. The Recyclers of Life. One of the most important jobs mushrooms do is decomposition, which honestly sounds unpleasant at first. But without decomposition, life on Earth would collapse. Imagine forests where dead trees never decayed, where leaves piled endlessly for centuries, where nutrients never returned to the soil. The planet would suffocate beneath dead matter. But fungi transform death into life again. They break down fallen trees, dead plants, and organic material into nutrients that feed new growth. Because of mushrooms, forests can renew themselves. Nature wastes nothing. Even death becomes nourishment for future life. And honestly, I think there's something deeply emotional about that. Because humans also go through seasons where parts of our lives fall apart. Dreams end. Relationships break. Old identities disappear. Pain changes us. But maybe destruction is not always the end. Sometimes broken things become the soil where new life grows. Sometimes healing begins after things fall apart. Just like forests grow stronger through decomposition, humans often grow through hardship too. Part 4. Why mushrooms appear after rain. Have you ever noticed how mushrooms suddenly appear after rain? Almost overnight. One day the ground is empty. Then suddenly tiny mushrooms appear everywhere. It feels magical. But the truth is, they were already there all along. The underground mycelium had been growing silently beneath the soil the entire time, waiting for the right conditions. Moisture, temperature, stillness, and then they emerge. And honestly, I think humans are like that too. Sometimes we feel invisible, like nothing is happening in our lives. We compare ourselves to people who seem successful faster. But not all growth is visible. Some growth happens quietly. In healing, in loneliness, in survival, in learning, in becoming stronger little by little. And one day, when the conditions are finally right, everything hidden inside you begins to bloom. Just because people cannot see your growth does not mean it is not happening. Part 5. Mushrooms as medicine. Humans have used mushrooms for thousands of years. Ancient cultures respected them deeply. And modern science is still discovering how powerful fungi really are. Some mushrooms support the immune system. Others are being studied for mental health treatment. Some may help nerve regeneration, memory, and inflammation. And one of the world's most important medicines, penicillin, came from fungi. Think about that. Millions of lives were saved because of something tiny most people overlook. And honestly, that says something important about life. The world often underestimates quiet things. Gentle people, simple moments, small acts of kindness. But some of the most life-changing things do not arrive loudly. Sometimes healing comes softly, like warm soup when you're sick. Like someone staying beside you during hard times. Like hearing, "I'm proud of you" when you needed it most. Small things save people too. Part 6. Mushrooms healing the earth. Scientists are now studying how fungi may help clean polluted environments. Some fungi can absorb toxins from contaminated soil. Others may help break down oil spills and waste. This process is called micromediation. Even after humans damage nature, fungi quietly help the earth recover. And honestly, that makes me emotional sometimes. Because humans often take nature for granted. We cut forests, pollute oceans, destroy habitats. Yet the earth still keeps trying to heal itself. Nature continues giving us oxygen, food, medicine, beauty, and life. Sometimes I think the earth is kinder to humans than humans are to the earth. And maybe appreciating mushrooms means learning to appreciate all living things. The moss, the insects, the worms, the rivers, the tiny ecosystems people ignore. Because life depends on balance. Even the smallest organisms hold ecosystems together. Tiny things matter more than we realize. Part 7. The importance of small things. Mushrooms remind me that being small does not mean being unimportant. The world celebrates visible success. Big careers, big houses, big achievements. But forests survive because of tiny invisible organisms beneath the ground. And honestly, human life works the same way. A small compliment can stay in someone's heart for years. A homemade meal can become a memory someone never forgets. A gentle person can completely change someone's life. Not everything important is loud. And maybe some people watching this video feel unnoticed sometimes. Maybe you feel like your efforts are invisible. Like nobody sees how hard you try. But mushrooms spend most of their lives hidden underground. And entire forests depend on them. Quiet things can still be powerful. Invisible things can still matter deeply. Part 8. What mushrooms teach you about life. The The more I learn about mushrooms, the more I realize they teach us important things about being human. They teach patience. They teach connection. They teach humility. Mushrooms do not compete with flowers for beauty. They do not try to become trees. They simply grow into what they are meant to be. And maybe humans would suffer less if we stopped comparing ourselves constantly. Not everyone grows at the same speed. Not everyone blooms the same way. Some lives are loud like storms. Others are quiet like moss in the forest. Both still matter. Nature never asks flowers to become rivers, or trees to become birds. Everything has its own role. And maybe your role does not need to look like someone else's to still be meaningful. Part 9. Slow Living and Nature. Mushrooms also remind me to slow down. In modern life, everything feels rushed. People rush meals, rush conversations, rush childhood, rush healing, rush happiness. That forests move slowly. Mushrooms grow when conditions are right, not when society demands it. Nature follows rhythm instead of pressure. And honestly, maybe humans were never meant to live this disconnected from nature. Maybe that's why peaceful forests calm people so deeply. Because something inside us remembers we belong there too. Among trees, rain, rivers, bird sounds, soft moss, tiny mushrooms after rain. Nature reminds us how to breathe again. Part 10. Final reflection. Next time you see mushrooms growing quietly beside a tree, I hope you pause for a moment. Because beneath those tiny mushroom caps is an invisible world helping forests survive, helping trees communicate, helping nutrients return to the soil, helping life continue. And maybe mushrooms are also reminding us of something important. That small things matter. That quiet people matter. That gentle lives matter. The world is not held together only by powerful people. Sometimes the world survives because of quiet kindness happening beneath the surface. And maybe you are more important than you realize too. Maybe your kindness matters. Maybe your softness matters. Maybe your quiet presence helps people more than you know. Just like mushrooms hidden beneath the forest floor. Some of the most important things in life are invisible. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. I hope this video helped you appreciate mushrooms, nature, and maybe even yourself a little more today.